Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 16?
Is it 16 or 15?
16.
Okay.
Or 15.
I'm gonna believe you. I'll look it up.
Alright. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this unnumbered episode of TCO, The Casual Observers. This week, we are talking all about...
TCO rings better.
Rings?
Yeah.
You mean sounds better?
No, it rings better.
Okay.
You know, when people say it has a nice ring to it,
Mm-hmm.
like it rings better, that's how I'm looking at it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I've got banana chips here.
I thought those were plantain chips.
No, these are actual banana chips.
Oh, okay.
I did have some plantain chips last week, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, we were talking all about vigilantism and how that relates to us in the real world. Like, what's
we're
the
on
deal?
16.
I knew it.
Yeah, last week was 15. Wow. We've been doing this for 2 whole weeks.
Plus.
2 days, yeah?
Yeah. So, here we go. Vigilantism. How do you feel about that? First of all, we have cops. They stop crimes, right?
That's true.
That's their job.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, okay. That's their job, at least.
Right. Right.
What's wrong with, just a regular man going out there and hitting the streets?
Well, hang on. Let's say this thing about the cops, because some people are going to be like, no, that is not the cops' purpose. A cop has a quota they have to meet, and cops are evil and stuff. And if you think like that, you're stupid, and you should stop watching our podcast. Just kidding. I love you. You should watch our podcast, and you're not stupid, because we welcome all kinds of people here. But I think that idea is really stupid.
That cops are...
Like the idea that cops are just bad and they're like always just trying to meet quotas and stuff, and you know what I mean? Can't stand that idea.
I think they do have ticket quotas, though.
They do, but they're not like out to get you. Like a lot of like pot smokers and stuff tend to be like, man, what do those cops do with my pot when they take it from me, huh?
Like, they put it in evidence vault.
Yeah. I can't
Until it goes bad.
So let's just assume that their job is to be a vigilante.
What? No, that's the only thing that distinguishes a vigilante from a cop.
Is that they're not killing people?
No, it's that one has some kind of authority from somewhere.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And the other one is doing it of their own accord.
Okay, sure.
So, now technically speaking, cops only get their authority from...
Is Spawn a vigilante?
I guess. Does he stop crimes?
Well, he doesn't do things like on his own... Okay, well, how about not necessarily Spawn, but Redeemer? Like, because he does everything by like what... Well, no, they both do, right? Spawn does what Satan says, even though he's like, I'm gonna kill Satan. And Redeemer does what God says, right?
Yeah.
So they're not doing it on their own accord. They have authority, don't they? Like Spawn was given his powers by Satan.
Okay. Yeah, maybe he's a vigilante, maybe he's not.
Well, I just wanted to distinguish the line because he said one has authority and the other doesn't.
No, one is given the authority to do it, and one is not.
Okay, so Spawn and Redeemer are not vigilantes because they were given the authority.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Glad we cleared that up.
I just wanted to clear that out. Maybe, because we're going to be talking about superheroes, and those ones are, well, you know, although Redeemer is a villain, but...
Okay, I'm glad you got that.
I had to get it out of my system, dude.
Okay.
We're filling up space here.
Anyway...
We just thought of this topic 5 minutes ago.
No, we've been planning all week for it.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, here's the deal. So, you could make the argument that police are just given the authority by other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just kind of I think the technical term is just circle jerk of authority.
Yeah, that's
one
the
is just
technical
more common, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you could make the case that cops are actually vigilantes. In a sense.
I think it would less so be the cop being the vigilante and rather the people telling the cops to be. Because the people telling the cops to be don't have an authority over them. They're getting someone else to do their work for them or whatever.
Right, so the difference is one is more accepted than the other. That's really the only...
Wait, that's
the
weird. Key. So, like, what about, like, Batman and Robin, where, like, Batman is a vigilante, but he's hiring Robin, and Robin is given the authority from Batman.
Yeah, but Batman is acting of his own accord.
Yeah, but the people are acting of their own accord before the cops. So in this scenario, or in this analogy, Robin is a cop. And Batman is the people who tell the cops what to do.
Yeah, but by distinction, the people that elect the cops, you know, they're not fighting crime.
Right. But, I mean, they're having someone fight crime for them.
Right, so they don't have to.
Right.
They're appointing somebody that job.
Right.
They're deferring responsibility.
Okay. But weren't you saying...
So if a policeman hires another policeman under him, then they're both still cops.
Okay. But if we go all the way back to the beginning, you were saying...
Yeah, but the second policeman that's hired isn't a cop by virtue of the first cop hiring him.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a cop by virtue of the people have delegated him the responsibility to do that, and he sees fit to offload some of his responsibility onto somebody else as well.
So what are you saying the issue is?
I'm saying Robin isn't a cop in that scenario.
But I mean, we were saying that the
because
people
he's
who
not
hired
given,
the
he's not given authority by... He's given authority by someone who is self-appointed.
Okay, sure.
Whereas a cop who's hiring another cop, hiring someone to also help him out.
But it's not... But what about the people before the cops? The people who originally hired all the cops?
What about
them? Weren't we saying that the people that originally hired the cops...
Yeah, they're the ultimate authority, the masses, the majority.
Okay,
right.
So the majority is the ultimate authority here.
They're the ones that get to delegate the authority to
That's going
crime
to be the
fighters.
episode title. Is the majority the ultimate authority? Because it rhymes.
Because that's the basis for all good titles.
Yes, it is. Alliteration and rhyming, that's all that matters.
I try to get it every week.
Do you really?
Yeah, I try to.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah, it doesn't work out.
Because I never see good titles.
Oh, well, I could do it. It just wouldn't make any sense.
Whenever it's your episodes, I notice there's a good title, and whenever it's my episodes, it's just like, what's up with, and our topic for the week. What's up with homosexuality? What's up with environmentalism or whatever? I think that was yours, but you get my point.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
you gotta stay hip. You gotta say what's up with, not...
Yeah.
Anyways, continue with your statement on vigilantes.
I was done. I was saying the majority is the ultimate authority. They're the ones that delegate the authority.
Right.
So, anyone, they appoint people. If those people appoint other people, the only reason they have the right to do that is because they have already been appointed by the ultimate authority.
Right.
Which is the majority.
Okay. And so vigilante, though, hasn't been approved by the majority.
Right. That's why Robin isn't a cop.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying,
okay,
yes.
Good.
I totally get it. But, in the stance, let's talk about like a vigilante then. What if a vigilante became popular and accepted? Right?
Yeah, is he still a vigilante at that point?
I mean...
So here's another...
Who does he have to be accepted by? I mean...
The majority.
Okay, continue with your next point. We'll get on that later when we're specifically talking about superheroes.
Yeah, that's another distinction in terms of the differences here. Flies.
Dang. You get him?
We got a pretty cool fly in here.
That's a mosquito hawk. That's not a fly. Anyways, I hope we got that on camera.
I hope you could see that.
Yeah. You freaking swatted that thing out of the air like a cat.
Okay. The other difference here between a vigilante and a policeman, possibly, is accountability.
Okay.
Because if I'm a vigilante, I just pop a little gas bomb, blow out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just leave the cops to do whatever they want, you know what I mean?
That's true.
Whereas a cop, they got body cams, they got their...
They have a moral responsibility.
They got their cop buddies.
Whereas the vigilante is on his own moral accord.
Well, they have they have guidelines.
Right.
Which I guess a vigilante could have his own guidelines, but he's not. There's no consequences if he decides.
Right.
Or if he breaks the.
He's on
breaks
his own
rules.
deciding that.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
That's another distinction there.
Yeah, but I mean, again, that just comes to the majority being the ultimate authority, where the majority is saying, okay, this is what a cop can and can't do, right? That's why they have cameras. Because people are like, cops have been doing bad stuff and we can't let this happen, you know?
Right.
And so with vigilante, at some point the majority will also say, hey, the vigilante shouldn't be doing that either. Like, even if it's an accepted vigilante, they'll say, okay, vigilante shouldn't be killing anyone. You know, they can tie him up or something or whatever, but they shouldn't be killing anyone. And so, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that's the one thing, but in the scenario, if the majority did say that, then it comes to the subjective moral rule, where if we're saying the majority is the majority is the authority is the ultimate, or the majority is the ultimate authority.
Yes.
That rhyming's mixing me up. If we're saying that, then we're saying that the vigilante is actually wrong if his moral code is separate from that of the cops, right?
Then, yeah.
Because the majority is the authority here. So the majority could say, okay, vigilantes are fine, but they can't be killing people, right?
Right.
Or killing dogs or something.
But that's the thing. A vigilante doesn't necessarily have any incentive or real boundaries.
Right.
Regardless of what he thinks, regardless of what the majority thinks he should be doing.
Right.
He or she.
Mm-hmm. But
that's where you could have potential issues here.
Right, and that's exactly where it comes up. It's like, we ask, are vigilantes just a bad thing? And I think it's kind of a subjective question where it's like, well, some are going to be bad and some are going to be good based on
it depends on
whatever the
what their
is.
Personal code is and how much it lines up with what, you know. Oh! Did you hear that?
I heard it.
I wonder if that got picked up.
I'm sure it did.
But, yeah, so let's talk about that. So, you know, let's give you a scenario here. Let's say your vigilante, they line up perfectly with, you know, what the majority of people want.
Mm-hmm.
What's the advantage of being a vigilante? Why not just be a cop at that point? Be able to do... Is there an advantage?
Well, you could do some things on your own accord, in the sense that, like, okay, like a cop doesn't it doesn't reveal his own identity or something, which some people might not have an issue with. Like, I don't know, we don't have a majority rule here, but like some vigilantes don't want them being known who's doing it, right?
Right.
And a cop has to, you know, obviously a cop, like, wears his name literally on his shirt and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could have things like that where he doesn't want to reveal himself, so he wouldn't want to be a cop, or he wants to use certain equipment or tools or something that a cop wouldn't, you know.
Or can't.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing. A vigilante...
Plus a vigilante doesn't have to meet a quota.
Right? And there are certain things that cops just can't do whilst investigating that a vigilante could do that are against the law.
Right, but you said that the vigilante has to meet all the requirements that the majority rules. And the only reason cops can't do that is because the majority ruled that they can't. And so then, though, theoretically, the majority should rule that vigilante shouldn't do that either.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to, but what we're saying is, in this scenario, you said, let's have a vigilante that follows all the guidelines, and what separates him from a cop. So he's following all the guidelines that the majority wants. He's just doing things a little different, but still following those guidelines. So he can't do the stuff that cops can't do.
But okay, different scenario. Let's say we got a guy that doesn't really care. He just wants to find these criminals no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So he's, reading personal emails,
Mm-hmm.
going into your house during the day while you're not there.
Snatching your people up.
Looking through.
Raping everybody out there.
Right. Okay. So at that point you're like a for real vigilante. You know what I mean? Because you're breaking rules that are supposed to protect people, but could be a hindrance to finding potential criminals. You know what I mean?
Could be a hindrance to it?
Yeah. Like you can't just, like a cop can't just walk up into a house.
Right.
And be like, I'm looking in here.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some drugs up in here.
Right.
You know?
Right.
They gotta like go to a judge and be like, yo, judge, this guy, I saw this guy hanging out with this drug dealer.
Mm-hmm. And he needs a warrant and stuff.
He had a bag in his hand. Look at this picture of this bag he got from this drug dealer.
It's like a bag of broccoli.
Now he's got this bag, taking it to his house. I followed him all the way back there. I want to go in there and check it out.
Uh-huh.
And the judge is like, you know what? There's probably drugs in that bag. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they write up a list, and they can only look for that stuff.
Really? Well, if they accidentally find something else.
Exactly.
Accidentally.
But on search warrants, they actually do write exactly what they're looking for. And
that makes sense.
Supposed to be only looking for that. But whatever.
That makes sense.
So yeah, what do you think about that? In that, let's say you get in that situation, your vigilante, he's following this guy, sees the drugs, he wants to go in there and just get them.
Mm-hmm.
Forget these judges.
Right.
I'm just gonna do this myself.
Right.
He goes in there, finds the drugs.
Mm-hmm. That bug's still alive. But, I mean...
Tracks it back to the dealer.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
The cop could do that, though, too. Just takes him a little more time.
Yeah, what if...
And that's like, that's like the main point of all like CSI drama shows and stuff, where they have the one main character who's like the bad boy cop who's like, I don't follow the rules, we're not going to have enough time, or this guy's going to get away if I don't do this now, right?
Yeah.
And so that's like the argument for doing things that aren't allowed with the vigilante should be able to do things that aren't like allowed for cops, but I don't know, it seems... I don't know the word I'm looking for here.
Seems wrong.
No, it seems fine.
Seems fine to just bust in somebody's house. What if it's your house?
I mean, okay. First of all,
what if a cop's busting in your house and you just roll a huge doob?
The problem with that
problem
with this question is the government can do that. Like with SWAT teams.
Legally.
SWAT teams and stuff bust into people's houses and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they have to get the warrant and all that stuff.
Well, right, but they still don't, like, go to the door and they're like, I have a search warrant. They're more just, like, kick the door in, like, get on the ground, loser.
Well, yeah, they have sufficient evidence to do that.
Yeah.
They still have to have a warrant, though.
Right.
So what are you saying?
But, I mean...
I'm just saying, that's the potential roadblock.
What's the benefit of the vigilante going in? Like, as I said with the TV show thing, he can get in on time or whatever, but is it really that big of a deal usually with the time? How important is the time constraints? The difference between going to a court and getting a warrant and stuff? Could be
essential.
Right, but if it is essential, I think a cop is going to go through with it anyways.
But the vigilante may know things that the cop doesn't, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or be on to some sort of trail that the cops aren't.
Right.
Hopefully, if they're worth anything.
Okay, let me give you this scenario though. So you're saying that the vigilante is going...
He's been tracking this drug
syndicate on his own. He's been tracking people, he's been going through
on his own.
He's been tracking people, going through people's emails and stuff, all that stuff, looking in their personal stuff, going into their house, checking stuff out.
Hacking into phones.
Yeah, he's doing all that.
Yeah.
Now, let me give you this scenario, right?
Okay.
What if the government started doing that because they claim that it's better for our security if we can stop drug dealers and stuff right away because they can watch our emails and everything that we send on the internet. People know where I'm going with this, right? They can see everything we're doing on the internet and stuff, and so that way the cops have all the information that the vigilante would. How would you feel about that if the government did that?
If they weren't necessarily spying on me, but somebody else was?
Someone working for the government. The government is spying on you.
Well, I'm personally pretty fine with that, but I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You're fine with that?
I mean,
Really?
in general, yeah.
Past couple of years, there's been a lot about that.
Like NSA, like NSA stuff?
Yeah, that's what I'm referencing here.
Yeah, I'm personally fine with it, but I mean, for myself, but I mean, in general, yeah, that's not a good thing for that to be happening.
Why are you okay with it for
on
yourself?
a large scale? Well, I've got nothing to hide.
Right.
And I don't mind anybody knowing anything about me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't value my privacy that highly.
Okay.
But in general, like that type of mass surveillance is just like not a good idea. First of all, it's a huge security risk just amassing a bunch of data because it's like if you have like $1 billion, you're not gonna get that all in cash and put it all in one place.
Right.
Because it's just a huge vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that having a large amount of data is just like if somebody were to get their hands on it, they would be able to do a lot of damage because it's a lot of stuff in one place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just one example. Then you got rogue agents potentially working within their own authority, but doing potentially nefarious things.
So
with that information.
But the vigilante, what we're saying here though is, it's pretty widely accepted that the government spying on us would be bad like that, and so
on that mass scale.
So you're saying on a smaller scale it'd be fine for a vigilante to do?
Yeah, I'm saying if it's one guy, yeah.
I think I might agree with that.
Yeah, because if it's one guy can only track so much.
Right.
And he's got a specific goal.
Okay, but the problem
the
here,
amount of damage that could cause is really small.
His
well, I mean,
right.
He could potentially mess up something.
And we're saying in this second scenario, he's got his own morals and his own rules and stuff, so he's going into people's emails, snatching people up, doing all that stuff, right?
Yeah, but with a purpose.
Right. But
like he's trying to...
his morals, because they're different in that way, they could be different in another way, too. He could go into people's emails and incriminate people in a way that the government doesn't necessarily see as a criminal act or something, right?
What do you mean? Like plant evidence you're talking about?
I mean, that could be something, but not.
You're talking about.
Let's say this vigilante kills people who he thinks are doing bad things, right?
Okay.
Okay, and he finds people, looking through people's emails, finds something. It's like, all right, this guy right here, he's been dealing drugs for the past 5 years or whatever. 5 years, that's worth a headshot to me. In our system, we're not going to kill someone for dealing drugs for 5 years or whatever.
Right, you can't.
But because his morals are different, he has a different moral code where he feels he's allowed to look through emails and stuff. He could also feel that it's okay to kill anyone who's done these bad things. Maybe he has a past where drugs ruined his family or something, and so he has this strong hatred towards anyone dealing drugs, so he could go out killing people or something. While technically he's stopping crime, he's also taking it to the extreme. It's cruel or unusual punishment.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
Okay.
So I guess it depends on the vigilante.
It does, but because it's so subjective about the vigilante, we can't just pick one out or something and be like, all right, this one's okay, and you over there, no, you're not. Well,
that's the thing. If you're gonna go by fictional vigilantes, the ones that sort of are a little too extreme are the ones that are getting hunted down.
Well, I mean, what about like Batman? Batman gets hunted down and stuff.
Yes and no.
Okay.
It depends. Like certain, like he's cool with the Commissioner Gordon. But then there are other cops that are like lieutenants that are not cool with Batman because they feel like he is working outside the law, and he's a criminal because, he's doing these things that only cops are supposed to be doing,
They're just jealous.
I think so.
They have the loser position. He gets to be the awesome cop.
But they still, they have a point. I mean, he is breaking the law. He wasn't appointed to do that, and he's not accountable to anybody for if he makes a mistake.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So there is that aspect to it. So, yeah, he's loved and hated. So you got that. See what I'm saying?
Right. But
wait, what was your question?
You brought up the fictitious vigilantes, but I was
saying like the ones that are too extreme are the ones that are getting hunted down by the cops, like the Punisher. Maybe like the Hulk, because he's pretty much pretty extreme. He's
pretty extreme.
He's not really a crime fighter, per se, but
Yeah, I don't know what he does. I don't know a lot about the Hulk.
Well, he gets angry and he turns into.
No.
Yeah. Are you?
He was played by Lou Ferrigno, and he was in that one Hulk movie.
He was in 2 Hulk movies and a TV show.
Well, yeah, he was in the TV show, but he also, in the 2008 one, he made a cameo as like a cop or something.
He was a security guard at a university. I just watched that movie.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty cool. Okay, so what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, you were saying that, like, not every vigilante is going to be the ideal one.
Which is why they
might have they already have looser morals than cops because they're being a vigilante.
Right.
They're seeking out justice outside of this justice system that we have. So they may have looser morals in terms of, how they feel criminals should be punished, or at least differing perspectives on how criminals should be punished, which may or may not be the case, depending on, you got your Punisher types, and then you got your Batman types, very different perspectives.
Weren't they in a comic together? Punisher and Batman?
Probably, but they're different universes.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, Spawn and Batman were too.
That's the same universe.
They're not. Spawn is
DC?
No, he's Image or something like that. Image Line or Image Comics or something.
I'm pretty sure they're owned by DC now.
Oh, are they? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, I don't think they were when they had the...
In the late 90s? When did Spawn come out? Early mid-90s, I think.
I don't know. Anyways, but the problem with this is, and you're right, obviously, there's different vigilantes and stuff, and some of them are good, like Batman, and some of them are a little more extreme, like the Punisher. But the ones that take it to the extreme cause more issues than the majority would allow or want.
Right.
And that's why I think vigilantes in general are not accepted. Because if you allow one, then more are going to arise that do worse things, right?
I see, yeah. You could, yeah. So, let's talk about real life.
94 is when the Spawn Batman comic came out, so... Anyways, I just wanted to look that up. I don't know if they were owned by DC. Anyways, continue.
Well, that was a good point you brought up, because I was just thinking about if you've got in real life, let's say you had a vigilante that may breed more vigilantism. Now, most vigilantes would probably die out because they'd probably get involved with more than they can handle,
Right.
Because Batman doesn't exist. in real life.
Right. No, we don't have like an Iron Man either. Like.
Yeah. Yeah. So you like a vigilante in real life would essentially probably look a lot like a cop
Mm-hmm.
in terms of their abilities or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they probably just wear a lot of Kevlar and have a gun and a taser and a nightstick probably.
Exactly like bounty hunters. Like real life bounty hunters are basically exactly that, right?
Yeah.
They have some like there are some rules with bounty hunters, right? I'm not sure the details on it.
Honestly, I don't know how if it's like I know that they don't call themselves bounty hunters anymore.
I think some do. Obviously,
some-
obviously, there's like the show Dog the Bounty Hunter or whatever. But he's all like soft, if that's the word I'm looking for. Not as aggressive. He doesn't like kill anyone on the show, does he?
I don't know. I've never seen that show.
Oh, okay.
There was a reality show where it was a fake reality show. It's like a reality show. It's like a contest reality show, except it's not a real contest. They're all just acting, except for one.
Mm-hmm.
The one of the people actually think it's a real contest.
Right.
I forgot what the reality show is called.
What was it about?
They were training to become partners with this bounty hunter.
Right.
So this bounty hunter would come in, and he apparently has this company with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they are all contestants to become his partner in bounty hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Except they're all actors. Except for one person.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually thinks that they're actually competing against each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the actors are just trying to stage, like, basically funny situations for the non-actor to be in.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all, like, playing off stereotypes of...
Right.
You know, like the black guy is like the super black guy.
Okay.
On, like, the reality show black guy. And they're all just, like, playing into it, you know? It's a funny thing.
I know, your funny is a lot funnier than everyone else watching. So.
No, you don't find that concept funny?
No, it's a funny concept.
Like a reality show where that's not a reality show?
it's a good concept. I would kind of feel bad for the guy.
Every season is a different style reality show.
Oh, they would have to, because otherwise people would know which one they're on.
Yeah.
That's
it's
cool.
pretty good.
That's pretty cool. Anyways, back to bounty
What were we
hunters.
talking about?
We're talking about bounty hunters.
Yeah, I was saying that a real life vigilante would look a lot like a cop, and then you said
That's
like
basically what bounty hunters are, right?
bounty hunters. Do states and local governments issue bounties still?
Yes.
And who are they issuing bounties for? Like escaped criminals? Or suspected criminals?
I think it's mostly like, it wouldn't be suspected, no way. Because they're not going to let bounty hunters go after suspected criminals. It would have to be ones that they're like
escaped
really
criminals,
confident on.
or
Yeah, like
it's probably mostly like they skipped their parole or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Or they're, like on the run cross country, like on America's Most Wanted or something, like those kind of
Yeah,
people.
but how does a regular just guy, because a bounty hunter is just a person, just a regular guy.
Right, but
how does it drag people across states?
That's what I was saying. There's some rules and stuff about it. Like they're allowed like certain weapons and stuff. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneeze, but I didn't. Okay. They're I don't know all the details, but they're allowed certain weapons and stuff, and they there's like obviously you don't like announce that you're going after certain bounties or whatever, but I don't know if they do the killing anymore. They'd have to, right? For the ones that the cops just want dead. But I don't think anybody issues like dead or alive bounty. Yeah, I don't think dead or alive happens anymore. Like capturing them happens. I don't know if
like 2,500 dead, 5,000 alive.
Yeah.
You know what
60 billion double dollars dead or alive. You don't get that reference from someone.
Double dollars?
Actually, wait. You should get that reference.
What's it from?
Trigun.
Nope.
You've never seen Trigun?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not even sure what you're saying.
Trigun?
Trigun, okay. No, I've never seen it.
Okay, you've watched anime, right?
I've watched a few in my day.
Okay.
Akira,
Okay.
classic.
Yeah.
Akira.
Well, Trigun's a classic too.
Ghost in the Shell.
That's not a classic. That's a newer one.
The first one came out in like the 90s.
Did it really?
Yeah. It's I mean, there's like a bunch of, spin-offs. Or am I thinking of Evangelion?
You were probably thinking of Evangelion.
Because I know Ghost in the Shell is pretty old.
Okay.
But I know Evangelion has like a buttload of like, I know there's at least one show.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's one spin-off movie series.
Right.
So, there you go.
There we go. Okay, I'm finding this information on bounty hunters.
What does it say?
Well, keep talking because I gotta actually find it. I gotta look through this whole article.
Okay, well, I wanted to talk about a real life vigilante, if someone really wanted to do this, it would be really, really hard. Because first of all, they look like a cop, right? But then they don't really have the infrastructure to track down criminals in the way that police do, like crime records, fingerprint databases, just regular stuff like that, manpower, that's a big one, track down criminals. And so the crime, and a real life vigilante would be more like a detective, I think, than like going to crimes as they happen and stopping them, like, stopping muggings and bank robberies, because more than likely a cop is going to show up.
Aren't detectives governmental based though? Don't they get like a salary and stuff, or are they individual?
Well, there's public and private detectives.
Oh, okay.
Like an actual detective that will works for the city,
mm-hmm.
and he's technically a policeman.
Right.
Technically, I guess.
Right.
But with different responsibilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you see that in TV shows a lot too, where like the private one is the bad boy, and he's willing to do bad things, and the public one's not.
Well, most private detectives don't do a lot of criminal investigation. It's a lot of like personal stuff, like infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
There's even some like legal and like accounting detectives that look into like cases of lost wages or something like that. Breach of contract, stuff like that.
That's what I'm getting here on this bounty hunter thing. Apparently, basically, they don't even like to be called bounty hunters anymore. They prefer to be called bail enforcement agents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. See, they're looking at people that skip bail.
Right, and what they do is the bounty hunter tries to find the person, and they end up getting like 10 or 20% of the bail total. Because otherwise the government or whatever wouldn't actually get bail at all, or whoever it is. The bail bond acts as insurance, guaranteeing that the accused will show up for his or her scheduled court appearance. But if the accuser decides to skip town and miss the court appearance, which about 20% do, the bail bond must be paid, and it's the bondsman who must pay it. For this reason, bondsmen usually require collateral from the accused, such as property or a car. Because bondsmen are liable for the bail bond amount, and the police can't always find the man or woman, the bondsmen hire a bounty hunter. So that's how it works. So it's not like a dead or alive thing anymore, I don't think.
Right.
It's just...
I'm pretty sure you can't issue... That's not legal. To
right,
offer money for somebody to... For
right.
But,
I mean, I was looking into this a long time ago, and they do... It's not like you were saying with the detectives where they don't get into messy situations. Apparently, like, I was looking into people, like, who actually are bounty hunters and they talk about it. They do get into messy situations. They go into, like, drug houses and stuff and can oftentimes deal with, like, crazy people and fights and stuff.
Oh, okay. That seems right.
Right.
But they're
not going out
there.
there not like one shot, one kill. I'm gonna headshot this nigga from across the way.
Yeah, but you're talking about specifically bounty hunters. I'm talking about maybe just a vigilante.
Right. I just wanted to bring up the bounty hunters. Now we can move on to detectives and stuff.
Because if you think about it, they're almost working for the government.
Mm-hmm.
Just very loosely.
Almost.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Minus they don't have the authority. They can't like flash a badge, you know, or anything like that. But they're kind of loosely. They're doing police work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is essentially what a vigilante would be doing. But yeah, in the real world, there's not a whole lot of advantages to being a vigilante, other than
money.
Your anonymity.
I mean, money.
How do you make money?
Okay, if you're a bounty hunter, you get money. And I think bounty hunters are kind of a vigilante. But they're a little less because they're almost working for the government, as we said. Right?
What?
A bounty hunter is almost a vigilante, I think.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. Well, no. They work inside the law.
Okay.
Again, what is the advantage? I don't understand. Why would you even want to be a vigilante?
Stop. You know, it's a personal
I mean, for a
thing.
regular person.
It's a personal thing.
Because there is a group in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
They like have costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And they go around and patrol Seattle.
Okay.
And they claim to be vigilantes, I guess.
Do they actually stop any crime?
Not usually. They usually like hand out tacos to homeless people.
Oh. That's not a vigilante.
Well, I mean, they walk around in costumes.
Right. They want to be a superhero and they're not.
Right. Let me. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Phoenix Jones. Yeah, that's his dude's name.
Oh, I
he's
think
got
I've
like
seen this.
he's got like 3 buddies. If you just Google Seattle vigilante. Oh, he's from Texas. He is the leader of the Rain City Superhero Movement, a Seattle, Washington-based patrol group that describes itself as a crime prevention brigade, initially wearing a ski mask to intervene in a public assault. Fedor. That's his actual last name.
Okay.
Later, his real name is Benjamin John Francis Fedor.
Huh.
Fedor later went on to develop a full costume and adopted Phoenix Jones as a pseudonym. Jones is an American citizen and a resident of Seattle.
So he did actually do some vigilantism at first.
Yeah.
Now he just hands out tacos.
Jones says the best way to prevent getting mistaken for a criminal by the police is to wear a super suit. Although local police have expressed concern that the strange costumes may lead to emergency calls from citizens who mistake the quote-unquote superheroes for criminals.
Or the criminals could start wearing the superhero costumes.
Ooh, that's the old double cross.
Yeah.
Jones says that all members of the Rain City superhero movement have a military or mixed martial arts background.
That's cool.
Oh, man. Okay, reported actions. Phoenix Jones stopped and chased away a car thief as the car owner stood by in shock as Jones ran into action. A few days later, ABC News reported footage shows Phoenix Jones preventing an intoxicated man from entering his car. So he stopped and drunk driving.
Hey man, he's doing something good.
Phoenix Jones doused a man with pepper spray after he attempted to steal a bus.
Okay, so the answer to your question is what is the advantage? Well, stopping people from dying and getting hurt and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, personal advantage unless you're like, I'm going to try to stop crime in my city and then there will be less crime and then my family will be safer or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But that's kind of a stretch. So I think it's more of
if you really want to do that, just move.
Yeah. I think it's more of just trying to, well, you need money to live in a safe neighborhood, let's be honest. But
well, you could, I mean, you could just You can move to a safer area. That's.
Unless you're poor, in which case you're still gonna not be safe. And
I mean, you could move to a safer place.
I guess.
I mean, if you're really concerned about the safety of yourself and your family.
Uh-huh.
You know?
I guess. But I mean, how do you know which area is safe if it's all poor and stuff?
You just go to the library, get on the internet.
Okay,
for
sure.
safer areas, lower crime rates.
Yeah.
Where's
It's still,
the
you're
closest-
still gonna live in a bad area. But, okay, so it's not a pride issue. For some of them, it could be a pride issue. They're just like, yeah, look at me, I'm beating up bad people. But for other ones, they're just like, I want to help the world and do good things, right? And so
That sounds like what this guy is about.
yeah, it's like they don't get paid for it, so the benefit is they're like, I want a purpose in life, and so that's their benefit.
Yeah, but
They get their purpose.
these guys are literally just going around
Right,
and looking for crime, right?
right.
Which is essentially what a cop does.
Okay,
They
so
drive
you're
around.
saying they should just be cops.
Well, why not? It
They
seems like it could.
probably don't want to do anything too dangerous.
Okay.
You know, cops
Um,
can get, like, shot and stuff, where...
Phoenix Jones
they-
broke up an unfair fight between two groups of nightclub patrons.
See, he's just dealing with, like, drunks all the time. He's not actually...
Officers who responded determined that there was no fight, with one member of the group denying that anyone among them had been fighting. They asked that the masked man be arrested for attacking them. According to one woman who was involved in the altercation, after an argument had broken out between her group and another, Jones suddenly approached and pepper sprayed them, saying, "I'm a superhero." The next day, videographer Ryan McNamee uploaded a video online showing Jones responding to what McNamee described as a huge fight. Jones was released on bail hours later with no charges having been filed. So he broke up a bar fight.
Never mind. Let's move on. I was gonna bring up the Tim Lambesis thing, but I decided I don't need... Tim Lambesis? You don't know who that is?
Tim Lambesis.
Tim Lambesis. He was the vocalist for As I Lay Dying, and he tried to hire a hitman to kill his wife because like money issues and kids and stuff, and there was a big ordeal about it, and now he's in jail and he's in a lot of trouble. And I was gonna bring it up because when he tried to, the reason he got caught is when he tried to hire a hitman named Red. Apparently, it was actually just an undercover agent, and so that's how he got caught. He sucked it. He was really bad at hiring a hitman apparently, and hired an undercover agent. And yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get.
And I was thinking about the
end.
undercover agent if that was actually a vigilante, but it wasn't. That's like a governmental thing, right?
Yeah,
like they have
go
like
undercover,
which is
pretend to be drug dealers or
Right.
junkies. Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah. Well, I wonder if actually, you know what? I was reading about that too. You know how like the cops try to, or like the government, I guess, tries to find sexual predators online by pretending to be little girls or whatever?
Uh-huh.
I was reading about a guy who did that himself. He wasn't a cop, found someone who was interested in him as a little girl, and then reported it to the cops. So he was technically a vigilante. And then when the cops were like, you're an idiot, you shouldn't be risking yourself with this and stuff. But
How's it a risk? It's all online.
yeah, I don't know. But the cops called him out and they were like, you're an idiot and stuff. But that's vigilantism.
Have you ever seen To Catch a Predator?
With that one dude who's on the internet.
Yeah, I guess.
Is
Who
that,
isn't?
No, you know, the picture on the internet of the guy like leaning over and there's like a white background and he's like in a suit and he's like looking at you and he's like, would you take a seat over there or whatever? Yeah. Yeah, that
that's
dude.
the one.
Yeah. I've never seen this show, but I know.
Oh, dude, it's scary, dude. You like when they film these guys walking up to the house. That's it's all staged. They just tell them to come to this house.
Right.
Like they already got all the cameras set up and everything.
Uh-huh.
And they have like the girl that they used.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually an adult that just looks really young.
Mm-hmm.
And these dudes, they look. You can just tell.
Right.
These guys are pedophiles. You can just tell when they're walking up to the house.
Wait, so the show is all every scene is staged and stuff? There's no actual. It's all staged?
No, they actually.
Oh, they actually catch the people, like they have cameras and stuff set up, and they're like.
No. The real work is done online.
Right.
They have people posing.
And then they have the guy come to the house, and they have cameras and stuff set up in the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, just as soon as he gets there.
Right.
Like they've got police there, and they're all ready to go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's cool. I don't know how you would tell that they're a pedophile. I think you're stereotyping a little bit.
Oh, you can just.
You just know.
I mean,
Do they all have like the mustache and stuff?
No.
Okay.
No.
How would you know then?
Oh, you can feel it. Just watch the show, man.
Okay, I'll watch it.
But is it still on? Actually, I don't think it is.
I don't know. I was just gonna look up images of the criminals, but.
Oh, you'll probably be able to just tell right from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I will, because it will be criminals from the show, and I could be like, yep, that one's a pedophile, 100%, he was on the show.
No, but, man, this one episode, this guy, like, he had a rope and duct tape with him.
Seriously?
Yep.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
What, did he have it, like, in his pockets, or did he just walk up to the house, like...
No, he just had it in his hands.
Wow.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
That guy? What do you think about that guy right there?
Pedophile.
If you just saw him on the street, if he walked into my pizza store, I wouldn't think he's a pedophile.
Your pizza store?
But this kid right here.
Pedophile.
You would have no way of knowing that,
in the eyes, dude.
No way. This guy?
Oh, yeah. It's all in the lower chin.
This guy?
Oh, yeah.
That guy's probably actually a cop or something on one of the
squinty-eyed.
websites, not actually. Anyways. So back to actual vigilantes. What about doing stuff like that? Is that wrong?
What?
Like trying to catch a predator or something. That's vigilantism, and you're not being dangerous. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's totally legal, so that's not being a vigilante, is it?
You're not doing it by the cops' authority. Remember, as I told you in the story, the cops were like,
oh, yeah.
that's
So
stupid and you shouldn't be doing that.
I guess, yeah, is it being a vigilante it's just, if you're not an appointed officer of the law, then you're a vigilante if you're trying to catch criminals? Or is it if you're breaking the law to catch criminals, then you're a vigilante?
I think it's more if you have like a set goal to do it. Because I mean, if like me and you were walking down the street and saw some girl getting grabbed by some dude, obviously we would like stop him. But we're not vigilantes for doing that, right? Or
are we?
No, we're not. It's more of like
okay, so you have to be seeking out criminals.
Yeah.
Without the authority.
It's like the difference between a murderer and like someone who kills someone, right? There's a big difference.
What do you mean?
There's a difference between a murderer and someone who kills someone.
Oh, okay.
Like a soldier is not is not a murderer.
Right.
Well, to some they could be considered, but it's different. Anyways.
But if I throw an axe and somebody walks in front of it,
you're not a murderer there either.
Right.
Right.
It's
or accidentally run over someone or something. That's vehicular manslaughter.
I gotcha.
So, being a vigilante in itself is not bad, but the reason we all look at them negatively, generally, is because there are going to be ones doing things that we would not like, and we can't allow that to be accepted.
Yeah, so in general, you're saying bad idea.
Right, but...
Yeah, me too. I'm just saying, just if you really want to fight crime, just become a cop.
But, and that's a good idea, but... Now we can move on to the fictitious world of superheroes.
Yeah.
If you have abilities that are greater than a cop's abilities,
Right.
then
are you obliged?
well, why don't you just like become a cop with those abilities?
Yeah. I mean, the usual reasoning is that your abilities are going to ostracize you in some way.
Define ostracize.
Um,
I mean, I could Google it.
like people won't accept you as being an officer of the law
Mm-hmm.
if you have these abilities.
Right.
For any number of reasons. Either, they feel like, usually the people feel like if you have an ability, like you're going to be either studied or deemed, too powerful to be enforcing the law,
Mm-hmm.
because, maybe nobody should be that strong, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just depending on, like Superman, he pretty much has to be a vigilante.
Why the? He could just be a cop, and he could, catch anyone he wants, and.
Well, usually most people are okay with what he's doing, so he's not a vigilante.
I wonder if with superheroes it's like almost like a power trip. They're like, look, I'm better than these cops. I can catch all these people.
I don't want to be
Yeah,
held back here
I don't want to be held back and be a cop,
by the
and
system.
also I don't think that what the cops are doing are right, and I'm smarter than them because I'm better than they are.
Yeah,
Or
I
something
can
like
do
that.
their job better than they can.
Yeah, like Iron Man would or something like.
Yeah, that seems like a thing Iron Man would do.
Yeah, it seems exactly like something Iron Man would do.
Although in the movie he's mostly fighting terrorists.
Which is, yeah, I was gonna bring that up. But he's not like governmentally appointed to do that. In the first Iron Man we're talking about, right?
Yeah, neither or in the second one.
Oh yeah, I guess you could.
I mean, by the end of that
too.
movie, they're
You could
kind of cool with
consider
it.
Yeah. I didn't think about the guy in the second one being a terrorist, but I guess he is.
And then in the third one, it's another terrorist, just a straight up terrorist.
Yeah, but it's a little more extreme and extravagant.
What do you mean, the terrorist?
Yeah.
Well, he's like.
He's got superpowers, so.
No, he doesn't.
Or he gives someone superpowers or something. I only watched that movie once, but I remember. Wait.
Well, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
The guy that they think is the terrorist really isn't.
Right,
There's another
right.
guy pulling the strings, and that guy.
Yeah,
Guy
they do have
Pearce-
superpowers. Yeah.
Guy Pearce has this grab bag of fire powers.
Right, and all his little minion dudes do too. All his little
Right.
helpers do too. And so that's a little more extravagant than just terrorists. It's like he was beyond terrorism. I think he was a super villain. He had superpowers.
Yeah, but that was only revealed like in the third act.
Right.
But that actually comes into play.
Yeah, but that was the whole. Well, sort of. No, and because spoiler alert, like halfway through, or like you see that one dude like explode, and like blow up that kiosk area and stuff.
Yeah.
Where the one agent's investigating it.
Yeah, and everybody thinks that there's some kind of new type of like terrorist explosive device that doesn't leave any trace.
Yeah, but we know it's not because we see the dude.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But at that point, the only thing you know about these new abilities is that they can make people explode.
Yeah.
It
Anyways.
doesn't really...
Yeah. Anyways, Iron Man. I mean, I think a lot of superheroes would actually go on that power trip. You wouldn't think they would because you think they're better, and that's why. Let's take Captain
the
America
moral high
for
ground.
example. That's why Captain America is literally just acts like a soldier, right?
Well,
He doesn't usually do anything that's like too extreme.
when he goes into the modern day, he's like part of like sort of like an international SWAT team, kind of.
Right. But that's just like being a cop.
Yeah, it's essentially like But he's sort of a cross between like a SWAT member, like a SWAT guy, and sort of like a spy, sort of.
But he's a spy for like the government.
Yeah, but he works for government. He works for SHIELD.
He's basically a cop.
He's essentially like an international super cop.
And that's because he doesn't go on a power trip, I don't think. Because all his characteristics are strengthened or whatever. All his good characteristics, because he has good characteristics, right?
He's got high moral standards, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, why doesn't, like, let's take for instance Spider-Man. Could he just why wouldn't he just enlist in the...
Okay, Spider-Man is a good one because Spider-Man, his morals are probably pretty close to Captain America's, right?
Yeah, he doesn't kill people. He just leaves them hanging upside down from a web. On a lamppost.
Spider-Man doesn't want his identity revealed because he doesn't want to be tested on and stuff, right?
Or put his love... Yeah. Then people would have a lot of leverage.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
That one's a
I forgot about that. Anonymity. Yeah, if you're a super cop, everyone will know who you are.
Right, and for some of them...
If anyone would take you out of the game.
Some of them don't care. Like, Iron Man doesn't care. I think Iron Man's more of the power trip kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume Iron Man doesn't care. I don't know about in the comics. In the movies, he doesn't, obviously.
Well, in the comics, he isn't quite the playboy that he is in the movies.
Okay.
He's a pretty serious dude. Well, yeah, but now the comics sort of reflect the movies, but historically, he's kind of a serious dude.
Okay.
And he did have a double identity for a really long time.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone thought that he said
he was basically Batman.
Yeah, he was kind of like he kind of put on a show for people, you know, and spent money and stuff, but he was actually like a serious, you know, wanted to help people, save people with his suit. And he had this whole vest that kept the shrapnel out of his heart, and he had to plug it in every so often or else he would die. He would just literally plug it into a wall. But yeah, for the longest time, people thought he said that Iron Man was Tony Stark's bodyguard.
Okay.
And so...
people probably suspected a little bit.
Well, which is why if Tony Stark ever encountered any crimes, Iron Man was there and nobody thought anything of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And that's how it was for the longest time, yeah.
I wish they would, you were saying how, like, he was more serious and cared for people and stuff. I wish they would show that in the movies. Like, because in the movies, you know, he starts his whole thing, like, anti-terrorism or whatever, and there's never really, like, hey, I'm fighting crime because I don't want people getting hurt and stuff. You don't see any side of him to that. It's literally just for him. It seems like there's something crazy. There's something crazy happening here. No one else can handle this. I'll go deal with it. It's not like Spider-Man where he's fighting crime on the streets or something. Yeah, it's like he encounters it. Well, if you're talking about movie Iron Man, he's sort of his initial reason for wanting to do that in that movie was because he got captured by these terrorists. Yeah. And he saw the bad stuff they were doing, and that affected him. Well, so he wanted to... He was upset about them using his technology and stuff, right? Yeah, and that, and the guy that sort of nurses him back to health and convinces him, you know, that he can be a good guy or whatever. You know, he dies. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Iron Man 1. But he... 2004 or something? 2008. Oh yeah, because it came out the same time as the Hulk. Yeah, same year. Yeah. Yeah, well they kill his buddy, the terrorist, and they're using his weapons, and then in the movie they attack the guy's village that was his buddy when he was imprisoned by the terrorists. And then that's when he's like... That's when he flies over there. He was already building the suit. And they got those like sweet metal riffs while he's like walking around. Yeah. Yeah. The movie was good.
So yeah, I guess if you are a superpowered
It's
being and you want to
it's-
fight crime, you would want anonymity.
Right. But what about like the Hulk, for example? The Hulk is not anonymous at all. He's straight up like the
Yep.
Hulk.
Well, I don't think the general public knows that he's Bruce Banner.
Really?
Yeah.
It'd be kind of hard to conceal that.
How so? He's on the run. It's not like he was famous before he was the Hulk.
Right. It's it's like have you seen that comic strip, or I think it was actually a scene from like one of the Justice League things where it's like, I think it's like the Flash and it's like someone's like in his body or something and he takes off his mask and he's like, yes, I can finally figure out who the Flash is. And he looks at him and he's like, I have no idea who this is.
Yes. I've
Yeah.
seen that episode. Yeah, that Lex Luthor and the Flash switch minds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it would be like that is what I'm thinking with the Hulk. It's like, no, who is that?
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, oh, I saw the Hulk transform into a regular guy.
Yeah.
And I'll figure out who he is.
Yeah. It's different when it's like Iron Man or someone. Same with like Spider-Man though. Like why does Spider-Man need to be anonymous?
Well, I mean,
He just wants to be, obviously, because he doesn't want to be tested on and stuff, I don't think.
yeah, because he was an accident.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
also, he would put everyone that he knows in danger.
I guess, yeah. Because people don't like Spider-Man.
Well,
Criminals
I mean,
don't.
the criminals, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that is a danger.
And that was like the whole plot of Spider-Man 2 or something, right? Or Spider-Man 3. One of them. No, in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, they're all like, oh, go after the one he loves. Actually, in Spider-Man, all the
was Spider-
Spider-Mans do that.
That was Spider-Man 1.
And 2 and 3.
Yeah, actually...
And all of them. Except Amazing Spider-Man 1.
No, I think in Spider-Man 2... I don't know if Doc Ock figured out... I don't think he knew who he was.
That's the one I've seen the least of Spider-Man 2, but I know it's a really good one.
Yeah, that's...
So I can't...
I don't think he knew that Mary Jane was his girlfriend.
Anyways, so for superheroes, it's kind of subjective why they're not cops. What about the Punisher? Because the Punisher, he basically is a cop, just taken to the like hard extreme of like he kills people and stuff. He has no superpowers or anything, right?
Well, in that
He's
case,
just,
in that respect, he's not like a cop really at all.
well, what I'm saying is he's just a normal human like a cop.
Yeah.
And so there's no reason for him to not just be a cop unless he has the need to kill, in which case he is actually like a villain. Well, he is, right? Isn't he like a anti-hero?
In the comics, pretty much everybody hates him.
Really?
Yeah, like villain and superhero alike.
That sounds about
He's
right.
pretty much hated by S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, S.H.I.E.L.D. is always like, Castle. Yeah, he's at it again.
Yeah.
Black Widow, get in there. Get in there and stop him.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So
That happens a lot.
he is a bad one,
Yeah, but he's mostly after, like,
which is interesting.
he's mostly after, like, drug dealers and human traffickers and stuff, you know?
Mhm.
So...
I mean, he does good stuff, but he's also like takes it way too far because
Well,
his
yeah,
moral
he
code's
just kills
different, right?
everybody.
Yeah. Whereas like the main
If he encounters a criminal, that's it.
Yeah, where the main superheroes that we see, like in the movies and stuff, they all basically have the same moral code where they don't want to kill anyone, right?
Right, except for Superman.
Superman's okay with killing people?
Oh, you haven't seen Man of Steel?
I have no interest in Superman, so I haven't.
You should.
Does he rip someone in half?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were doing, ripping someone in half.
No, I was
Anyways.
breaking chains,
Oh, okay.
like classic Superman.
Anyways,
But no, let's just say, let's talk about a generic, not any specific superhero.
but I mean, that's what gives him the wrong name, right? The
What?
Punisher. The Punisher makes all superheroes look bad.
Yeah.
And so that's why they're seeing it.
vigilantes alike.
Yeah. Stupid Punisher messing up. Just kidding, Punisher, I love you.
He's not listening.
Oh, okay.
He's not real.
What?
You could Say whatever you want about him.
No!
Yeah.
Can't talk bad about the Punisher or Spawn.
Yeah, you can. I hate both of those.
I hate you.
See what I mean? I can say whatever I want.
I hate you.
I don't, but I
Okay.
can say it though if I want to.
Okay.
I can lie.
You can't?
But anyway, let's talk about
We can talk bad about Ghost Rider because he was played by Nicolas Cage and that was just a joke.
Hey, that was great. He had some great CGI abs.
It's always weird to me that he was played by Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Like when I first watched it, I didn't even think twice about it. But now that I look back, I'm like, Ghost Rider was the dude from National Treasure. Like, come on.
And then he did another one after National Treasure.
National Treasure 2.
No, I'm saying he did another Ghost Rider.
I know. Have you seen that one?
I've seen maybe 15 or 20 minutes of it.
Yeah, me too. I've seen like one scene with some like giant machine and stuff, and I was like, this is really bad.
Yeah, I started watching it, and then it cut to animation.
What?
Like, yeah, like maybe 20 minutes in, there's like comic book panels.
Seriously?
Yeah, and there's like narration over the comic book panels.
Is it the same dude narrating from the first one?
Maybe. I
Okay.
don't know. But at that point, I was like, all right, I'm done. Done with this.
We need to get a new Ghost Rider in the MCU. That'd be good.
I think
You don't want it?
I think they went back to Marvel, yeah, because it was owned by Fox. So you
Oh,
could've-
that was a Fox.
It was, I think, yeah. Fox used to have Daredevil and Ghost Rider, and they made both. They made the Ben Affleck one, and the Nick Cage movies too. But I think they only care about X-Men
Fox
now.
sucks, man.
Dude, the new X-Men movies are pretty good. Like the new
I've
trilogy.
heard good things. Yes.
Like you should watch First Class and then Days of Future Past.
I still have to watch Guardians of the Galaxy and Whiplash and that movie you told me.
Blue Ruin?
No, it starts with a C or something. You said it was really metal, and I downloaded it, and I don't remember what it's called.
Metal.
You said it was something.
Oh, Buzzard?
Yeah. I downloaded it, but I haven't watched it. Anyways.
Oh. That movie's pretty slow.
Okay, so actual, like, if we were talking about a superhero that's not any specific one.
Yeah, let's say you had a generically superpowered person, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that they're super strong.
Okay.
Super agile.
Okay.
And let's say their skin is bulletproof,
Sure.
mostly.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Should that guy become a cop? Or
No. No.
No? Why not?
He can do things way better than a cop could.
Like what?
If his skin is bulletproof,
Mm-hmm.
he could literally just walk through like freaking Iraq or something and just ignore everyone shooting at him and stuff.
Virtually bulletproof, okay.
Not extremely bulletproof.
I mean, you
I need
can't
light.
drop a bomb or like some sort of like a huge sniper round.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean?
He's just got like armor.
I mean, he's more durable. He's superhumanly durable.
I
But he's not completely
it's
indestructible.
I think it might be still the same argument where these people can do more than a cop could, and so they shouldn't restrain themselves.
But how would that guy could still, he could imagine a cop that, was virtually...
Okay, what I'm saying is like, okay, let's say there's a drug deal going on. There's like 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Yeah,
guys.
as a cop, he can just walk in there, take all of them out by hand.
Right, but as a cop, he's not allowed to like kill them.
Right, yeah, he wouldn't. He'd tase him, get his nightstick out,
Okay.
cut, break some legs, crack
Right.
some ribs.
And so you're saying that he would just do that even if he wasn't a cop. He would just do the same stuff.
Yeah, but as a cop, he's got a lot more resources.
I mean, he could get the same resources easy.
No. Backup.
He doesn't need backup. In a situation like that with only like 5 to 8 guys and he's virtually bulletproof, They're not gonna have like freaking rocket launchers and giant snipers and stuff.
Right, but I mean, still, I mean, if you can, I mean, the cops are gonna come eventually to take all these guys away, right?
Right, I guess.
So I mean, if you are a cop, you'd go in with your buddies, take them out a lot faster, a lot less people get hurt. Potentially the criminals.
Well,
less criminals
actually,
would get
no.
hurt.
If you
Imagine if criminals are firing at you while you're trying to take them down. Somebody could get shot, you know?
Okay, but if you have more cops, then you're risking those cops' lives because those cops aren't bulletproof like you are. Virtually bulletproof.
Yeah, but the threat...
You're putting more people in danger where the drug dealers had already put themselves into danger.
Yeah,
Just by being a drug dealer and having a gun puts himself into danger.
Yeah, but it's a visual deterrent. Like, you're less likely to fight back if you don't think you can win.
Okay. But what about a resources question?
Yeah, a lot of resources. Criminal records.
No, what I'm saying is, why are we spending so many resources on having this guy as a cop, like governmental funding and taxing and stuff, when he could just do all this stuff himself? Without the cops' help, and the cops could be off fighting other crime. Like, okay, this guy goes to the scenario with like 8 drug dealers and 4 cops. Him and 4 cops, assuming the drug dealers know that he's like this freaking armored up dude, they're not gonna mess with him and 4 cops.
Right.
But he could go over there by himself. They might try to mess with him or whatever, but he'll still be able to, you know, take him out, knock him out or whatever, and then get him arrested. Where the other 4 cops could be out doing something else.
Well, think about this.
Mm-hmm.
This guy can dedicate himself full time to doing that. If he's not a cop and he's trying to fight crime, you gotta have a day job.
What if he did the
at least he could get paid for his efforts.
What if he did like the standard vigilante thing where if he takes out drug dealers, you know, drug dealers have a lot of money, he takes some of their money for himself. And so he lives off of that. He pays himself a portion of whatever's there. Drug dealers have a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a little murky.
Is it?
Morally.
Is it?
I mean, that's money for potentially
if he
money was earned by.
If he was a cop, he'd be paid by tax dollars. If he's not, he's getting paid by the people that he's taking out. So he's helping out the government.
Yeah, but that money was made illegally.
He's helping out the government, it's not fake money, it's still money. It was in the system somewhere.
No, it was earned illegally.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant, I think. That money's going to go into the government eventually. It's not going to sit into evidence. They're not going to put all that money into evidence and then have it sit there for 50 years.
It actually does sit for a long time.
Not like 10 years or something.
Well, until the trial, which could potentially be several years. It has to be in evidence.
Yeah, but then it goes back into the government and stuff.
Yeah, I think eventually they... Actually, I don't know. Do they spend it?
They're not just going to hold on to stacks of paper that mean nothing if it's just sitting in a box.
That's true. So what are you saying?
So what I'm saying is he could, instead of having tax dollars pay him to be a cop, he could just take whatever he needs, you know, take his portion, whatever he needs from the people.
Give himself an honest living.
Yeah.
A reasonable wage.
I mean, that's what I would do, right?
I guess, but then why not be a cop?
There's just no reason to be, I don't think.
But you've got all these resources at your disposal.
But there's no reason to be when you could just be a cop by yourself. Or a vigilante.
Yeah, there's lots of reasons. First of all, the cops, not only do you run the risk of dying, potentially.
Okay.
Even though it's less than a regular person because you are superhuman.
A cop has a risk of dying too.
Yeah, it's less for you. But I'm just saying, on top of that, you could potentially be mistaken for a criminal.
Okay. I mean, okay, what if it's like a...
And then if you don't get caught, then you could potentially be sought after.
What if it's like a Batman ordeal where he's not actually a cop, but he befriends the commissioner, and he's all like, "Yo, yeah, I got some criminals over here," and
Okay, realistically, that would not happen.
Why?
Because whatever cop that is gonna work with you or whatever, they wouldn't do that because they're risking their own integrity. They're risking their own job. And
you're saying they would want to hire him basically instead. They would want him as a cop instead of him being a vigilante.
No. All I'm saying is that relationship is highly unlikely to exist.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. Batman is full of crap.
It's a comic book. The whole thing is full of crap.
Whoa. Edgy.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Right.
Like a regular cop is not going to risk colluding with a criminal because you are a criminal.
Okay, did you ever see that movie Catch Me If You Can? I know you've seen it. Everyone's seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so it was based on a true story, and the guy in the end ended up working for the government, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, but at the end of the movie, he still didn't want to join them, right? He went through all this trouble and stuff, and when he gets offered the job or whatever, he still didn't want to join them.
I think he did.
No, there was a scene, I remember a scene where he didn't want to, and he tried to leave again or something. And then things happen, and I don't remember all the details, and then he ends up joining them finally.
Because he has to or because he wants to?
Because he has to, I think. And
I think at the end he's free, and he just consults.
At the very end?
Yeah.
What's the last...
No, I think he's still in jail. I think he's technically still in jail.
I remember
or he's still serving out his sentence, but they bring him stuff and he helps them out.
Right, but I remember he escapes again or something, and because he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be working for them.
Well, what's your point?
My point was he didn't want to work with them, so it would be the same thing with a vigilante where...
Well, that guy was a career criminal.
Right.
He was literally a con man by profession.
Right. But with a vigilante, I feel like it would be very similar where he wouldn't want to join them if he didn't need to. He can provide his everything himself. You know?
Yeah. Wait.
It would be just like a musician or something. If musicians didn't need a record label, they could provide everything themselves, they wouldn't want to join it. So a vigilante wouldn't want to join and become a cop if he doesn't need to.
You join for the benefits.
There are no benefits of becoming a cop.
Yeah. You have the same goals, so you're working with people that want the same thing as you. You don't run the risk of being branded a criminal and being taken to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not doing anything illegal.
Okay.
Basically, at that point.
So the only issue is you don't want to go to jail.
Well, you can avoid doing anything illegal. You also have a lot more resources. If there's too many people to take on, you do have other people.
Sure.
That can be there with you. Everything is on the table. You don't have to operate from the shadows. And no one ever has to actually know that you have any superhuman abilities.
So what you're saying is that vigilantes should just be cops.
Yeah.
You're making a good case for it. I'm kind of stumped. I guess they should. I mean,
obviously,
I personally, if it was me, I wouldn't want to. Screw that. I wouldn't want to become a cop. If I could provide everything on my own and do things my own way, I wouldn't want to.
Even with the benefits?
I don't think the benefits would be enough.
To
make me want to join them.
That's just because you have authority issues.
Do I?
Yeah.
Am I having a realization right now? Do I have authority issues?
Yeah, dude.
No,
You
I
have
don't.
deep-seated issues with authority.
No.
Yes, you don't like being told what to do.
No.
This is a perfect example. You admit that there's more benefits to joining cops, but you insist that if you could do it, even at the detriment
I think
of not being provided those
I
benefits,
think the
you
ability
would
to
still
do
do it
things on my own would be
because
a
you would be-
greater benefit. Like if I
right,
could
that's,
go.
you value that intangible lack of authority higher than the benefits of being under
But there's
authority.
also physical benefits. If I was a vigilante, I could go to a drug dealer and stuff, stop them, beat them up, take them to the police house or whatever. But I could also just take all their money for myself, so I could also be rich, without necessarily doing anything crazy wrong. Like, yeah, I'm stealing, but I'm stealing from
money,
a criminal.
which is
It's like Robin Hood.
still stealing. No, because then you're not giving it away.
It's less of stealing because it's more of a payment. It's more like a bounty hunter where I'm taking a payment because I'm bringing them these criminals.
Yeah, but that money was made illegally, so it's basically stolen money.
The money wasn't made illegally. It wasn't physically. The money was still in the
earned illegally.
That's debatable. It doesn't have to be earned illegally. You could have rich people who were buying drugs, and then you find out that they buy the drugs or whatever, and then they still have all that money on them and stuff. Okay, that was a bad point.
You're still if you're taking from the drug dealer, that money he made was from selling drugs.
Yeah, but I think you can justify it in that it's a payment for what you did. And I think that's more what I would do.
Sure, you can justify
Whereas
it.
if you're a cop, you gotta work in the cop system.
Also, spending that money would be illegal too, technically.
There's no way of tracking that.
That's true, but there you could, because sometimes cops they buy drugs with marked bills, so that whenever they raid it, they can be like, hey, this money was definitely. We found these marked bills were with this money.
Right.
In this stack of money.
Right.
So that's probable cause to say that this entire stack of money was made via selling drugs.
And then we would go to court and stuff, and I'd be like, bro, I brought you all these criminals. I was just taking my share. And then
now my anonymity is out the window.
And then they would be
and my vigilanting is done because that's illegal.
And then they would be
you
like,
committed a crime and you would go to jail.
Yeah, but I have super strength, so I can bust out.
You're not that strong.
You said I had super strength.
I didn't say how much.
I can't bend metal bars.
No.
That's hardly super strength.
No.
It's not even super if you can't bend metal bars.
What are you talking about? Sure.
What is super? What's the definition of super here?
There's varying. Spider-Man's not as strong as the Hulk. Superman is not as.
How strong is Spider-Man?
He's like a class 3 or something, which means in a pinch he can lift like 10 tons.
That's a lot.
Yes, that's
that could bend a metal bar.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't specify how strong you were.
Okay, how strong am I?
Okay, you can lift.
See, now you're gonna make me really weak because you're biased here and you want your scenario to win.
No, I mean super strength could mean a lot of different things.
In order for it to be super, it has to be something that a human cannot obtain.
You can lift.
By definition, I think.
Okay.
A regular human can't become.
You could bench press 500 pounds.
Can a regular human do that ever?
I don't know.
Are there any regular humans that ever did that?
I don't know.
Because if they did, then
you can deadlift 1,200 pounds.
Okay, that seems pretty nuts. That might be able to.
Maybe you could kick the bars.
That might be able to bend bars.
Several.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't agree with you, but I don't think there's still an answer here.
To what?
I don't think that the superhero should necessarily become a cop. I mean, he could.
Why? Why?
But
you haven't
I mean,
given me any compelling reason yet.
Like, okay, first of all, if it's just a Joe Schmo vigilante with these superpowers, he's not necessarily caring about crime in the world. So, as a vigilante, I could stop crime once, get all the money and stuff that I need from that drug deal or whatever, and if it's not marked bills, I'm set for life. I could get like millions, easy, no problem. But at that point, am I a superhero,
Okay,
a supervillain, or an anti-hero?
Tiny Meekers
Some people would probably say I'm an anti-hero.
holds the world record for bench pressing 1,102 pounds.
Okay, so let's say I can bench press like 2,200.
So you can bench press 1,500 pounds.
That's barely strong in that guy.
But that's superhumanly strong because that's more than a human can lift.
That's true.
So there you go.
Okay. Well, I'm also super agile, so I can, I don't know how that's relevant actually.
It's not.
I'm basically just Spider-Man without web slinging powers or wall climbing. Wait, he doesn't even have the web powers anyways. He made that himself.
So you're Spider-Man.
I'm Spider-Man.
Minus the wall crawling.
Yeah.
And the spider sense.
Yeah.
That's important.
Spider sense, yeah. So yeah, I think in that scenario, I think I would end up being an anti-hero. And that's why, what I'm saying, if I took the money, I would be considered an anti-hero, right? According to comic book standards. And at that point,
and human standards.
it's less of why didn't he become a cop and more of like, well, he doesn't become a cop because Jacob's a little corrupt here. And that's why he doesn't become a cop. But if it's an actual superhero and not an anti-hero.
And authority issues.
I don't think so. I think I'm fine. Don't tell me that I have authority issues.
You do. Exactly. See?
But, so you're right. Superheroes, ones that aren't like a little bit corrupt and wouldn't want to take money for themselves and stuff. Yeah, those guys probably should just become cops. Yeah, you're right.
So if they've got higher moral standards than you,
yeah,
then yeah, they should become a cop.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But if you want to be a little selfish,
it's
then don't.
Not that selfish. I mean,
if you don't want to be accountable to anybody, be able to make basically as much as you can find whilst crime fighting.
It's payment. It's like payment.
Not be on anybody's schedule.
That's important.
Basically,
if you're a superhero with authority issues.
Essentially, be your own authority.
Exactly.
Self-governance.
And that's what vigilantes are. The whole point is that they want to be their own authority. They also have authority issues. Batman's got authority issues. Accept it. Spider-Man's got authority issues.
Okay, not really, but okay.
I think so.
No.
Okay, Spider-Man we've already agreed, but Batman maybe a little bit. Why does Batman need to hide his identity?
Because he doesn't want anybody to find out who he is.
Yeah, but why?
Well, see, he's super rich, so he can do things that the cops can't.
Right, that's true. I mean, the superhero in this scenario can do things that cops can't. I think we've beaten this dead horse too much.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
What are we at? 136. Okay, cool.
All right. So if you're a superhero, maybe you should just become a super cop.
Yeah.
If you want to be a little more intelligent about it, though, you should be an anti-hero and not become a cop. And don't become a super villain though, because that's no good for anybody.
Or just become a super villain. Yeah. You're not accountable to anybody, and you can make more money.
Ugh, no, that's terrible. I can't stand that idea.
Why? Why not? What's the difference?
It's either one of the anti-hero or the superhero. You can't be a villain.
Yeah, why not?
Because
it's the same thing. You're a criminal, just like being a vigilante.
Yeah, but villains.
You make money off of crime.
Villains have no conscience, right?
Not necessarily. Well, I don't know. Depends on the villain. But you're essentially making money. The more successful the criminals are, the better you are.
Yeah, but if you're fighting criminals to take the money, you're an anti-hero because you're still doing something good. You're still stopping criminals.
Yeah, but
you're not a super villain. A super villain is like, I'm gonna blow up this bank and go underground and take all the money that's in it, like Die Hard 3 style, right? That's a super villain. That's
Spoiler
different.
alert.
That's very different. And that's stupid. That's wrong, I think. There's moral issues there where I think the moral factor of me fighting the crime to steal evens out. And I'm just right in the middle ground.
Yeah, let somebody else steal from a bank, then you steal that from them. And then send them to jail.
Okay, you bring up a good issue. Let me think about that.
That's essentially what you just told me.
Sort of. The drug dealing's different.
See, at that point,
The drug dealing's different because the drug dealing wasn't stolen from anybody. People paid for the drugs. It's like a business.
That's true.
It's very different from the bank robbing. The bank robbing, they clearly stole from someone. They took that money from someone, and that person did not offer the money. Whereas drugs, it's a business.
Right.
It's very even.
Just an illegal business.
Oh, well, in some countries.
I'm pretty sure every country has illegal drugs.
Right, but I mean, there's other drugs that aren't illegal.
True.
In which case,
Colorado.
in the country of Colorado,
Marijuana.
would the superhero fight people who smoke marijuana? No, because it's no longer illegal.
That's a good point.
What if the superhero was fighting someone who was dealing marijuana, and in the middle of the fight is when marijuana possession became legal?
Then,
And
they would just like look at the alert and be like, "Oh, it passed.
yeah, there would definitely
You're
be
free-
an alert
you're free to
for
go."
that.
Just give me all your money, though." that's
Okay,
for
I think
sure.
we're done here. Yeah, vigilantism. That was actually better than I thought it would turn out. Good job. I'm
You're
proud of
welcome.
you. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out our TCO Facebook page. You can find me.
Facebook.com/TCO podcast.
You can find me on my other YouTube channel, Josiah Sandu. Just look for that if you like movies.
He's got a super secret third channel coming up.
Possibly, yes, that's in the works. You can find him at twitch.tv/Nurian Lindau.
It's a
NURIONLINDALE.
Nailed it.
Uh-huh.
Facebook.com/Jacob Cloudfilter with a period between the Jacob and the Cloudfilter and the Cloudfilter and the 5.
Wait, there's a period. There's 2 periods?
Jacob.Cloudfilter.5.
Oh, okay. Got it.
If you want to add me on Facebook and love me. You add me on Tinder, Grindr, all the usuals.
Christian Mingle.
Christian Mingle, yep.
Okay, Cupid.
Satan Mingle.
Satanists only.
Yeah.
Farmers only. That's a real one.
Yeah, farmers only.
City folk just don't get it. That's their
Haze
slogan.
Mingle if you're into fat people.
Oh yeah, Tumblr.
Tumblr is
Tumblr.
Haze Mingle.
Hashtag Haze. HAES, healthy at every size. Because it doesn't matter how fat
Dude,
you are.
speaking of that,
What?
remember that app you told me on last episode to download? My Fitness whatever?
Yeah?
So I've been using it, right? I'm going to go on a little rant here. Alright,
Okay.
can I go on a little rant
Yeah,
here?
no one's listening to me.
Okay. So, I've been using it, and I was like, this is awesome. I can barcode scan and stuff, too. Because at first I was
Yes.
like, this is lame. But then I was like, oh, barcode scan. And it's so awesome. You can just, like, take a picture of everything.
Mhm.
And it's so easy, and it knows automatically what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so,
You can also submit food if it's not in there, if it's not in their catalog.
yes, you can.
Which most people have submitted every possible food you think of.
And, yeah, I've only had, like, one thing that didn't come up.
Really, what was it?
Some, like, off-brand, like, green beans or something. But
Oh.
anyways, so, and I think it's really cool. You know, you put in your goal weight, you put in your current weight, your height, your age, everything, and it's like, awesome, you need to have this many calories. That was awesome.
What, it's like 2,000?
Mine's like 1,500 because I want to lose a bunch of weight, right?
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh yeah, you also put in how many pounds a week you want to lose, right?
well, you put your goal and then you do put how many pounds per week, but you can only go up to 2 pounds because that's
The max health.
the
yeah.
healthy limit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So thought that was great, and so I've been doing it every single day. I have records of every single day and stuff, and I'm always like under by a little bit, like 50 calories or something, because that's what I try to do. If you go into the actual nutrition area, though, that's impossible to keep perfect, I think.
What?
When you go to the actual nutrition tab for a day, and it's like, you've gone over on saturated whatever, and sugar or something. There's
okay, yeah.
always at least one thing in the red. That's like impossible to keep perfect.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking is if they should make the app better by after you put in a couple things, it should recommend what you should add in to add to the meal or whatever. Like be like, how about an apple here because it adds the calories you need and the vitamins and stuff you need.
Oh.
That's what they should do. Anyways,
That's a great idea.
Because sometimes you don't know what you want to add and stuff for calories wise.
Yeah, because it does know. Because sometimes it'll tell you like, oh, you've gotten all the vitamin A you need for today or something like that.
Or it will be like, this food item is half of your fat for the day or something like that. And stuff like that.
That's cool.
So that's what they should do. But anyway, so I've gone through that. I always spend under by like 20 or 30 calories. One day I go over by like 20 calories, I think, right? And of course they make you feel bad and stuff when you do it. Because that's like the purpose of the app or whatever. You know, it's like in red and everything's in red and stuff. And they're like, you suck. You went over your calorie limit and stuff. I'm like, great, thanks.
There's no way they say that.
They totally do. And I'm like, great app. Thanks for making me feel like that. But it's good that they make you feel like that. Because, you know, they're trying to get you to lose weight. The next day, which was yesterday actually, I wasn't that hungry and stuff. And I ended up like 300 calories under. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I just don't want to eat anything else, right? I put in everything in, end up 300 calories under. Go to submit it, because you know, like, where you go to, like, save it, and it's like, complete this entry or whatever?
I've never done that.
Really? Okay, well, you go to the bottom and you, like, complete it, and it doesn't let you change it or whatever, and it keeps records of everything or something. So anyways, I go to the bottom and I click submit. A big ol' message comes up on the screen, and it's like, you haven't had enough calories for today. You need to, this is unhealthy for you to be eating this little food and all this stuff. And it gave me like a big long message telling me that I didn't eat enough calories when the whole purpose of the app is to get me to lose weight. When I get it, like, it's for legal issues, so people can't go way under and then be like, oh, this app told me I was doing good, because they can't have people, you know, going anorexic and saying that the app did it.
Well, here's where you're wrong.
Where am I wrong?
The app is not to help you lose weight.
Okay.
It's to help you be healthier.
Okay.
So if you look at it from that perspective,
That's true.
it's 300 calories under your goal is not healthy.
Well, which is, it's weird though, because,
According to
here, let me read this message. Let me see if I can submit this. I was 330 calories under, right?
That's a lot, man.
Based on your total, in red, based on your total calories consumed for today, you are likely not eating enough. For safe weight loss, the National Institutes of Health recommends no less than 1,000 to 1,200 calories for women and 1,200 to 1,500 calories for men. Completing your diary with fewer than the minimum calories noted above will not generate a news feed post for the day or show a 5-week weight projection. And there's a bunch of other stuff, and talk about safety to meet your goals and stuff.
You could just log in some fake food.
Right, but I didn't want to do that, and so I'm just gonna.
Oh no, you already closed it, huh?
No, I can't save it. It's literally not letting me save it because I'm under. Because it said 1,200 to 1,500 for a men, and I'm 30 calories under
Just
that.
type in like apple and put like 3. Or, you know, whatever.
I think one apple is like 30 calories, but at least.
It's 9.
Anyways, this annoys me though, because it's like, it really punishes you and makes you feel like crap when you go over. But if you're too far under, it also makes you feel like crap.
Yeah, because they're equally as bad.
It's so stupid.
Because, you know, if you really do go, if you go too far under, you're going to be super hungry the next day.
Debatable.
In general. No, you...
This was yesterday. I haven't eaten that much today. I'm not that hungry.
But you have eaten.
I'm
just saying it'll be harder to stay.
I've had 580 calories today, so that's not exactly eaten. It's like a third.
Man, you're really going under, huh?
Well, you know, gotta.
Let's see where I am.
So, anyways, it annoyed the crap out of me that you have to fit this like exact range that it wants, and then don't even look at the nutrition section because you're never gonna get everything perfect on that.
I got 270 left. Did I log everything?
What's your goal though?
I just had some more banana chips.
What's your goal though?
So I'm gonna bump that up. What's my goal?
Or what? How many calories should you have a day?
2,000.
Okay. See, you'll never get that message. So I think the message is because I was under the 1,200 that it recommended for men.
Well, 2,000 is my goal.
Right.
Let me see if I can save this. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it saves it, and yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyways, I just wanted to go on that rant because I thought that really annoyed me that it did that, and I was like, whatever. Because to me, the way I look at it is like, okay, I went over the day before, so now I'm a little bit more under than usual. That's fine or whatever, you know, because I went over the day before.
Oh,
but they're
that's
not
why.
Looking, yeah, but they're not like, I don't know, it just makes you feel like crap.
Yeah, it doesn't account for that because...
It just makes you... I only went like 20 calories over the day before anyways. But it still makes you feel like crap no matter what.
As you should.
Yeah. That's actually good. Did you see that post on Reddit today about that?
What?
Like, it was some guy who... maybe it was today or yesterday. He lost like a ton of weight because his friend would text him every day and call him like really fat or something and insult him every day.
I did see it. That was a few days ago.
No, I think that was today, dude.
I saw that a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
It had, I think, Saturday. Today's Monday, right?
Yeah.
But if you want some motivation, go to the subreddit Progress Pics.
Oh, no.
That's great.
I can't stand that crap.
Why not?
I don't know.
Okay, well then go to Fat People Hate.
Okay. No. What I was saying is it motivates you enough because it makes you the app makes you feel like crap no matter what. Like the only time it makes you feel good is if you have something really healthy and it's like it gives you like green and it's like the text is in black but there's like a little green like happy symbol and it's like this food has a lot of vitamin C or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it makes you feel good about that kind of stuff and I don't know.
Oh. Man, fat is gross.
Fat is gross. It's true.
We talked about this a lot last week.
Yeah, go watch that episode if you want to see more about fat people.
If you want to see me just hating on fat.
Yeah, just...
And Jacob loving it.
Jacob loving fat? Jacob can't...
No, loving me hating on fat.
Oh, yeah. I love you.
And loving fat.
As an overweight person, I hate fat too.
You're a whale hunter, dude. He likes the big women.
If you're a fat woman, I will straight up tell you you're fat and be like, you're gross.
No, he loves it. He's a whale hunter. He seeks him out.
Ham Planet was the best one from that episode, dude. I keep thinking about that every time I see a fat person. Ham Planet.
Is it? It could be, yeah. They got their own orbit.
That's
like
true.
if you throw just throw a wad of paper at them. And it'll...
That's a joke on Family Guy. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
I just made that up.
It was the episode where Peter finds out that he's fat. And they're like, Brian's like, yeah, Peter, you have your own orbit. And he's like, watch. And he puts like an apple and a banana. It's like floating around Peter. Oh, okay.
I don't remember that.
Well, you do have your actual own gravitational pull anyway. So you technically do have your own orbit? You do. Yeah. It's just not while on Earth you don't because you're not massive enough.
Wait a minute. If everyone's got their own gravitational pull.
Everyone has their own gravitational pull.
Does that mean if there's a particle small enough, if there was a particle small enough, that it would enter orbit around you?
I think no. Because we're on Earth and so the pull would be pulled towards Earth more. Like it would be pulled towards you a little bit, but like it would probably let's say it was right here, it would probably move and like oh wait, they can't see it. If it was like right here, like if you weren't here, if
it was falling straight down.
Yeah,
and then when it got next to you,
it would be pulled this way and towards the ground, right? Yeah.
It would curve.
But also towards everything else, because everything else is a gravitational pull too. This house, this lights, everything.
But if you're in space,
you're still being pulled by the other stuff around you. Like even if we're like a billion light years away or whatever from something, from everything, we're still getting. There's still like the ever so slightest of pulls on us.
But you still could get something in orbit around you, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Of course, getting things into orbit's more complicated than just setting it around you, because it has to be like
you gotta throw it.
Yeah, it's gotta be moving. I mean, it would have to be like moving and at a rate where it wouldn't just like fly off or just crash into you. You know, orbit's more complicated. You know how orbit works.
Vaguely.
Well, you know how it works around the Earth, right? Getting something into orbit's a lot harder than it seems.
But we can do it though.
Yeah, but if we push something too much or whatever, it would eventually it could fly off too fast. Eventually, everything in orbit would technically either fly out of orbit or crash into the Earth at some point or another. Trying to get orbit is simply the point where it's not actually flown off yet or crashed into the Earth yet.
Yeah. So how does it work for fat people?
Throw an apple around them and see if you can
throw an apple at them.
See if you can get a camera that's high speed enough to see if the apple actually moves towards the person just a tiny bit. It's got to be like 10 billion pixels and super high speed, but maybe
4K.
And it's got to account for all the wind and everything around it, and just everything. But
and then hopefully they'll eat it.
Well, maybe. If they've had too many calories that day, we don't want them eating an apple.
I think it'll be fine.
Probably. Really, they should just stop eating and die.
If they stopped eating, they could lose weight.
That's true.
And then they'd be attractive again.
And then they wouldn't have to die. So you tell them to stop eating and die, and then they'll feel bad about themselves, so they will want to die, and then they'll stop eating, and then they'll lose weight, and then be like,
what if they want to die and then they commit suicide? But not the...
That's fine, they were fat anyways.
Not via anorexia, but via...
It's fine, they were fat anyways. Just kidding, all you fat people watching. I'm just kidding, I love you.
Wow, did you just alienate all of our audience, dude?
All of our audience is fat. 100%.
As far as we know.
I mean, do you watch the show?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I watch the show. I'm fat, so that works.
Yeah, but you're on the MyFitPal train, so...
I am.
Did you watch Better? Have you watched Better Call Saul?
Tonight?
Last week?
Tonight?
No, last week.
Yes.
It's a pretty good episode, huh?
Actually, yeah. Now I want to go home and watch the episode tonight.
Yeah.
Let's end this episode so I can go home and watch the episode.
Okay, I'm downloading right now.
All right. See you later, guys.
All right, bye, guys. Check us out.
Yep.
Another YouTube channel, TCO.
Everything
podcast.
as usual. Go listen to some Sarah Jaff while you wait for the next episode.
Oh, follow me on Twitter, Josiah Sandu on Twitter.com.
Follow me on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah, just follow him in general.
Follow me on Snapchat. RIWSHIK.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.